Chapter 10. The Cottage in the Pines. The next morning, the sky was washed in soft pink and orange, as if the world had decided to be kinder today. Lilly bundled herself in a thick scarf, nerves swirling in her stomach. She had barely slept, the piece of paper with May's address tucked under her pillow like a heartbeat. Jack arrived right on time. He didn't knock, just waited outside with his hands in his pockets, breath visible in the cold air. When Lilly opened the door, he gave a cautious smile. "Ready?" he asked. "No," Lilly admitted. Then with a shaky breath, "Yes." He offered her his arm, not in a romantic gesture, but a steadying one. She took it. The walk. They walked through the village in comfortable silence. Shops were just opening, smoke lifted from chimneys, and the scent of pine hung in the air. Jack finally spoke. "You don't have to be scared," he said gently. "I'm not scared," Lilly lied. Jack gave her a look. She sighed. "Okay, fine. I'm terrified." "That's fair." They left the village roads and followed a narrow path leading into the woods behind. Snowberry Hollow. Snow-coated pines towered above them, silent and majestic, branches bending under the weight of winter. Lilly tightened her grip on Jack's arm. "How far is it?" she asked. "Not far," Jack said. "But the path gets steeper." "Of course it does," she muttered. He chuckled softly. "You all right?" "No," she said honestly, "but I'm going. That's my girl." The word slipped out of him naturally, and when he realized it, his cheeks turned pink. Lily's heart fluttered. She didn't comment. The hidden house. They reached a small clearing. A cottage stood at the center, hidden from the world by heavy pine trees. It was old, older than May's home, with stone walls and a moss-covered roof. The windows were shuttered, but a small wreath hung crookedly on the door. Lilly stopped walking altogether. Jack paused beside her. "You okay?" She swallowed. "Did May live here too?" "No," Jack said quietly. "But she visited a lot." "Why?" Jack hesitated. He looked torn, as if weighing what he had the right to tell her. "This," he said finally, "is where your mother grew up." The world stood still. Lilly pressed a hand to her mouth. Her mother's childhood home. "I thought everything burned down in the accident," she whispered. Jack shook his head. "Not everything. May kept this place maintained for years. Quietly. No one saw her come and go, but everyone knew she was doing it." Lily's eyes stung. "She kept it for me?" Jack's voice softened. "Probably. Or maybe for herself. Or both." They approached slowly, snow crunching beneath their boots. Lilly reached for the doorknob, hesitated, and looked at Jack. He nodded once. She pushed the door open. Inside the past. The air inside was cold but not unpleasant. It smelled faintly of lavender. Dust covered the furniture, but everything was intact, like a place frozen in time. Family portraits hung crookedly on the walls. A small table with 2 chairs sat beside the window. A wooden rocking chair stood in the corner. And on the mantelpiece, an old music box. Lilly gasped softly. "I remember that," she whispered. "Or I think I do." She touched the delicate brass handle and turned it. A soft melody drifted through the cottage, a lullaby, simple and haunting. Her throat tightened. "My mother played this," she said. Jack stepped closer. "May said she used to hum it constantly when she was young." Lily's fingers trembled. "Why would May bring me here if she wanted me to grow up safely in London?" Jack shook his head. "It wasn't about safety. It was about secrets." She frowned. "What kind of secrets?" He took a deep breath, one he had been holding for a long time. "Lilly, your mother didn't just leave. She wasn't just sick. There was more to it. Something May never told anyone except—" A floorboard creaked outside. Jack stopped. Lilly froze. The front door pushed open a fraction. Jack instinctively stepped in front of Lilly. "Who's there?" A familiar voice cut through the quiet. "Jack, Lilly, what on earth are you doing up here?" "Vanessa." She stepped inside with a smug expression, until she looked around. Then her eyes widened. "Oh," she said sharply. "So this is where she lived." Lilly stiffened. "What are you doing here?" Vanessa lifted her chin. "I followed you." Jack's jaw clenched. "Of course you did." Vanessa ignored him and walked to the dusty table, fingertips gliding along the edge. I knew May was hiding something, she murmured. But I didn't know it was this big. Lilly stepped forward, anger flaring. You had no right to come here. Vanessa turned, eyes flashing with triumph. Actually, I have every right. You see, Lilly, I've spoken to the town council. They're reopening property evaluations for December. And this house, this land could be worth a fortune. Lily's heartbeat stilled. What are you talking about? She asked. Vanessa smiled coldly. May didn't just leave you a bakery. She left you property sitting on protected land, property. Developers have been after this area for years. And if you can't manage the bakery or the renovation costs. She took a step closer, voice low and pointed. You may have to sell something. Lily's stomach twisted painfully. Jack stepped forward, fury burning through him. That's enough, Vanessa. Is it? Vanessa snapped. Because Lilly needs to understand she's in over her head. This isn't London. This is real responsibility, real risk. Lilly felt the walls closing in. May's letters, her mother's house, the fire, the bakery, and now this. Jack moved to stand beside her. You're not helping, he said, voice edged with steel. Vanessa flicked her eyes over him. Oh, please. She needs the truth, not another of your heroic rescue attempts. Jack stepped forward. Vanessa. No, she cut in. She's alone here. And if she doesn't wake up soon, she's going to lose everything May left her. Lily's breath hitched. Jack turned to Lilly immediately. Don't listen to her, Lilly whispered. Maybe she's right. Jack's face fell. Lilly, she stepped back. I need space, please. Jack hesitated, hurt flickering in his eyes. Vanessa smirked. See, even she knows. Jack shot her a look of pure frustration. Stop. But Lilly already stepped toward the door. She paused, looking back into the cottage filled with memories she didn't know she had. May wanted me to find this, she whispered. But I'm not sure I was ready. She walked out into the snow. Jack started to follow, but she lifted a hand. Please, she said, voice trembling. Not right now. He stopped. His breath misted in the cold. Vanessa watched with quiet satisfaction, and for the first time since arriving in Snowberry Hollow, Lilly felt truly, painfully lost. Chapter 11. The Weight of Truths. Snowberry Hollow felt different the next morning. Quieter, colder. Not because of the winter wind, but because Lilly walked through the village like a ghost drifting through her own story. People waved, Mrs. Pennington, Ellie, the postman, but Lilly barely lifted her hand in return. The fire, the cottage in the woods, Vanessa's sharp words, it all knotted together into a tight, twisting ache in her chest. She closed the bakery early and walked home, feeling the exhaustion settle deep in her bones. Inside the cottage, the lantern's glow greeted her gently. May's letters sat on the desk, waiting. Lilly avoided them at first. She changed into warm socks, made tea, sat in her favorite chair, but finally, with trembling fingers, she picked up the next envelope. My Lilly, if you are reading this, then you have found our old house. I do not know if it is still standing. I do not know if time has been kind or cruel. But I need you to understand something before you judge what came before. Your mother was afraid. Lily's breath caught. Afraid? She carried a fear she never named, one that she kept even from me at first. I believe she thought she was protecting you, protecting us all. But some truths, my girl, have a way of finding their way to the surface. Lily's hands shook. She forced herself to keep reading. The night before she left Snowberry Hollow for good, she told me something I have carried alone ever since. She said she felt followed, watched, that someone from her past had returned. Lilly froze. No, that couldn't be right. Her mother. Afraid? Followed? But the next line made her blood run cold. She made me promise not to tell anyone, not until the time was right. Not until you were old enough to face the truth with a steady heart. Lilly pressed a hand to her mouth. May had been holding on to this alone. For years. You will find more in the box. Your mother kept a journal. I could not bring myself to read it, but I preserved every page. My only wish is that you do not face the past alone as she did. May? Lilly sat back in her chair, the letter limp in her hands. A journal. Her mother had left a journal. Somewhere in May's box. Somewhere among the letters. There was a truth she had never been given. Her breath trembled. Fear and longing interlaced inside her. A sharp and aching thread. She needed to find that journal. But she wasn't ready. Not yet. Not tonight. She leaned forward and pressed her forehead against the table. whispering into the wood. "Mum, what were you so afraid of?" She didn't know the answer, but someone else did. May, and possibly someone still alive in Snowberry Hollow. The cottage felt too small, too full of ghosts. Lilly stood abruptly, needing air, needing anything other than the crushing weight of the past. She stepped outside just as snow began to fall again, slow and quiet. The whole world seemed to exhale. Interlude, Jack. Jack Rowan didn't understand many things. He didn't understand why Lilly kept pushing him away even when she looked at him like she wanted to reach for him. He didn't understand why Vanessa couldn't leave things alone. And he definitely didn't understand why he couldn't stop thinking about Lily's face when she saw her. Mother's cottage, equal parts wonder, grief and longing. But the one thing he did understand was this. Lily Hart had already rooted herself into his life. He sat in the barn that evening, elbows on his knees, staring at the dusty floor. The farm dog, Finn, rested his head on Jack's foot with a concerned whine. "I know," Jack muttered. "I'm a mess." Finn thumped his tail. Jack rubbed his hands over his face. She looked so lost today, and it had nearly undone him. He hadn't meant to snap at Vanessa earlier. He'd even shocked himself. But Lily had needed someone in her corner, and if no one else would stand there, he damn well would. He reached for his mug and took a slow sip of cooling tea. He thought about the cottage, about the music box, about the way Lily had whispered, "She kept this for me." He thought about the journal May had mentioned years ago, one he was certain Lily hadn't found yet. Jack leaned back against the wall, exhaling. "You'd want me to help her, wouldn't you, May?" He murmured softly. Finn nudged his hand. Jack smiled faintly. "Yeah, I know." He stood, coat in hand. He wasn't going to smother Lily or push her before she was ready. But he wasn't going to let her walk this path alone either. Not like her mother had. Snowberry Hollow takes notice. By late afternoon, word had spread. Vanessa Kingsley had followed Lily into the woods. Vanessa had walked into a private family home. Vanessa had implied Lily was unfit to manage May's legacy. Snowberry Hollow did not tolerate cruelty. Not here. Not in December. Not to someone May had loved. Mrs. Pennington cornered Vanessa outside the post office, waving her purse like a weapon. "You listen to me," she hissed. "That girl has done nothing but work herself half to death for this village. If you think we will sit quietly while you bully her—" "Bully?" Vanessa scoffed. "I gave her practical information. You terrified her. I told her the truth." "That's not the truth," Ellie cut in sharply from behind her. "That's manipulation." Ben crossed his arms. "You keep pushing her, Vanessa, and you're going to lose more than a business contract." Others stepped closer. People Lily didn't even know yet. People who loved May. People who now loved her too. Vanessa's expression stiffened. The village had spoken. And it didn't speak lightly. The evening visit. Lily was sitting on the cottage steps when Jack walked up the path toward her, boots crunching softly in the snow. She didn't look up right away, but she felt him. He stopped at the bottom step. "You weren't at the bakery this afternoon," he said softly. "I needed time," Lily murmured. He nodded. "I figured." She wrapped her arms around her knees, staring at the sky turning lavender. "Jack, my mum was afraid. Truly afraid." May wrote that she felt followed. Lily's voice trembled. Someone from her past. Jack sat on the step beside her, not touching her. Just close. "I know," he said quietly. She jerked her head toward him. "You knew?" He exhaled slowly. "Not the whole story. May never told me everything. But she did tell me your mother didn't leave because she wanted to. There were complications." "Complications?" Lily whispered bitterly. "That's one word for it." Jack turned slightly, his voice gentle. "Lily, you don't have to face this alone." She blinked hard, tears burning. "I don't know who to trust," she whispered. Jack swallowed. "You can trust me." Her eyes met his, searching, fragile. And what she saw there almost broke her. Sincerity, care, something deeper he was terrified to name. "Jack," she whispered, voice cracking. "I don't know what I'm doing." He exhaled softly. "That's okay, I do." He reached out, slowly, giving her every chance to pull back, and took her hand. It was warm, steady, strong. Lily didn't pull away. For the first time since she arrived in Snowberry Hollow, she let herself lean. Just a little. Into him. Into the warmth. into something that felt dangerously like hope. Snow fell around them, soft, gentle, quiet. The world held its breath, and Lilly whispered, barely audible, "I think I'm ready to find the journal." Jack nodded. "I'll help you." They sat together in the falling snow until the lanterns flickered, on across the village, lighting one by one, as if the whole town were guiding them toward whatever came next.